Hello, everyone. My name is Greg Hammond. I'm the digital lead at UTEC, part of the Acteon group. I'm here today to discuss facilitating the digital delivery, talking about the challenges that we're all encountering in offshore wind with regards to data management and how best to deal with those challenges. Just a little bit of an overview on the Acteon group. We've got a global footprint with a headcount of approximately 2,200. We have three operating divisions: data and robotics, which is focused on the capture, analysis and delivery of information; engineering, moorings and foundations, which is focused on construction activities; and energy services, which is focused on late life, life extension and decommissioning. You may well see that the UTEC segment is within geoservices, and a little bit on the geoservices segment here. Basically, we are a consultancy supporting geophysical and geotechnical investigations with lab testing, construction support surveys, asset integrity management, hydrographic and environmental surveys, and land survey services. Today we're here just to discuss the digital side of our business and the challenges on the management of digital data generally. So I hope some of the points that I'm going to have in this presentation are going to resonate with some of you. So I think what we're trying to achieve out of this generally is a holistic management of balance of plant for survey and inspection data. And I think what we're all encountering in some of these areas is in disorganized or poorly structured data. It may well be fragmented or even missing in some cases. And one of the primary reasons for that is we've got a variety of data sources that are coming in, and it's not easy to control all of that information from different parties. The different types of data that we're trying to manage, as well as the complexity of that data, the size of the data, and the sheer frequency in which that data is being received is obviously the continual challenges that we have, which then flicks onto accessibility. How do we access all of that data in a smart way and be able to store it and manage it for the lifespan of the facilities, which can be 20 years plus. And I think because of that, we need to look at how we're operating the access to that data with regards to concerns over the limitations on software. We don't want something to expire and not be available after a 10-year period, for example. Everything has to be accessible. And ultimately, what we want to try and do with the data is make it intuitive. So we want some intuitive tools and interrogation tools and visualization tools. We do not want to be in a situation where the data is stored in folders on FTP drives, but ultimately is not very user friendly, which is not what anybody wants. And I think to solve this problem, UTEC has been very focused on this area for a number of years now, and has developed a tool called iSite. And iSite has been developed for this very purpose within the energy sector, to manage large, complex data sets and provide those visual insights that everybody needs to make those informed decisions. So, we're trying to manage data through the life cycle of the assets. And, it's to support the project planning. We want to look at it from end to end, from the survey data that's collected from the engineering and the operations through ultimately to decommissioning. Inspection, repair, maintenance management are clearly the key factors which are driving a lot of the data that's being captured. And ultimately, we need to manage this information smarter, more sensible, more efficient. And through that, we will reduce risk, which ultimately is all what we're trying to achieve throughout our businesses. So how can we facilitate this through the iSite? I think one of the key areas is obviously the consolidation of data, and the fact that we can consolidate data from any sources and any format. So we're very much agnostic to any types of information, which means that we can take in those different data sets. And clearly, we need to bring structure and accessibility to this data. We do this through our cloud-based solution, the iSite. And because it's cloud-based, we have the benefit of large storage capacities and obviously the accessibility to the system very easily, which means that it's not limited to operators or to the developers, but also the supply chain and third parties can be given secure access to the system as required. And we're looking to then provide that access for the life period of the facility. And with an online cloud solution, you get the benefits of 24/7 access. And ultimately, what we try to do within the system is not only provide a repository for the hosting and management of the data, but provide intuitive tools within the system to allow measurements and interrogations and parallel comparisons of information, both over time or acquired from different sensors, for example. So more analysis can be made on the data. And again, we're just looking at driving informed decisions constantly through the process. Clearly, we know there's large volumes of data. The system is geared towards the support of that. And I think, when we're talking about the balance of plant, we are certainly talking about the management of information above and below the waterline. And I think that's what's really important about the flexibility of the iSite tool. We are starting from, the turbine foundations, going on to the seabed with the survey data and the inspection data that's captured from there through the cable arrays. We're obviously then focused on the substations offshore and even the substations onshore with our data management and visualization tools. We want this holistic view, and we're using and can incorporate data from all of the different methods that are available above and below the waterline to capture that data, ultimately so that we can all work smarter, more efficient, and safer. I have a quick video here that does give an overview of the iSite solutions. It's GIS based, so you can tie into mapping information very, very easily to plot your projects. We can load in data side by side from comparison from different surveys or different timelines, as mentioned before. We can introduce 3D models, which allows better visualization and representation, as well as various different metadata sets that ultimately are generated from the survey process. Tagging within the system is very intuitive, and we can move and navigate to any points of interest that may have been highlighted in various inspection reports, and these can include video data, for example. So everything is geolocated and positioned where you need it based on the survey information. And as I mentioned before, we can move dimensionally through the data. This is not a static data set. The user is able to interrogate the survey data at any time using various tools. Here we have some measurements and some cross-sectional data, but we can have documentations and reports very interactively represented within the software. We're now on an onshore topside facility where we're able to navigate through the data. This data visualization is compatible with laser scanning information or photographic or photogrammetry data. And in the same way as Subsea, you can see that we can take measurements and interrogate the data, along with the fact that we can add various tags, and in this example, a different variety of tags that are supporting inspection events, work orders, permits to work, and even some sensor data that you can see here that's coming out of some of the equipment. So the system is very versatile, with the benefit of it being developed in-house by the UTEC team, so we can very much make the bespoke changes that we need to the software to ultimately drive the needs of the end user. And I think that, for me, has been the real success story of the product that we've had in the market now for over 10 years. We have a lot of clients that are very happy with the way that we're managing and supporting their needs and adapting to those needs through data management. So Today was just a very brief overview of what the iSite product is capable of and how we can hopefully drive change within the offshore wind environment. So with that, I will just say thank you for your time and look forward to speaking to you soon.